Hi, welcome back to another episode of the podcast of the Pear Garden. We are back. Today we are joined by the Yotie Film Club. So we have interviewed a member of the Yotie Film Club in the past. We interviewed Richard, but we're joined by some new faces from the club today, talking about what the club is up to now. Can you guys introduce yourselves?
My name is Marco. I was the leading director for the film club when we first began in the 2024 48-hour film festival. And currently, I'm just doing assistant directing stuff and somewhat the bloodhound of the club, making sure stuff gets done right.
And hello, my name is Kimberly Rosas. I am the vice president of YFC. Currently, the positions I hold typically when we're doing productions is producer. I started as script supervisor, but production kind of came into my play, and I just kind of make sure that people are present where they need to be present, and I make sure that the items we need are there and that we do things in a timely manner.
And hi, I'm Johnny Mikoyan. I am the club marketing director, and just like Marco, when we started this club in 2024, I'm one of the founding fathers. I run the Instagram account, along with one of my advertising PR teams. We run the TikTok and the Twitter.
First, for any viewers who didn't watch the original interview with Richard, can you guys just give us a brief rundown of what Yotie Film Club does, both on campus and in your own personal projects?
So the Yotie Film Club, the main mission of the film club is to make film. That's all we want to do because that's all we've been doing in the very beginning. We were just students in a class, and our first assignment was make a silent short film, and all the creative direction just kind of took off from there. So that's pretty much what it is now, except now we're trying to treat it more under the industry standards, putting a lot, not rules, we don't like rules are not fun, but just having new club members understand that going forward, you have to understand what it means to make film creatively and by the book. So we stress shot lists, all the behind the scenes kind of stuff.
I'm a newcomer. I transferred and I met YFC pretty much a year ago. So I think for me, a lot of what the club does is honestly uplifting a lot of the visions our students have, and honestly uplifting the school. I'm very focused on, we also created an advocacy effort to get a film major here on campus, which we currently do not have. So we're really hoping that with the expression of the need, because film is so interdisciplinary, that we can have, people, some eyes on us and listen to us about how there is a need. And film is so special and influential that way, where it really brings a community together, and we're hoping to do that with our upcoming film festival. I don't know if Johnny wants to say anything.
Yeah, so our film festival, the first of its kind here at CSUSB, will be on May 7th from 4 to 8 p.m. at the SMSU North Conference Center. We're using the whole space to, showcase a lot of the talent that we have here at the Inland Empire. We're planning on inviting a lot of CSU schools with film programs, a lot of high schools with film programs, and middle schools as well. And then as well as inviting a lot of the UCs who I guess may not be paying attention to us here at the Inland Empire. But it's to showcase a lot of the talent that we have here. And I think that's also what we want to, make sure that we as YFC are kind of
Seen,
yeah.
Isn't that the point of making films and making art at all, right?
Of course,
to be seen
yeah.
and to put yourself out there for your communities?
Mm-hmm.
I love that. Thank you guys so much for explaining.
Of course.
May 7th, and how much is it to attend the film festival?
So for our students here at CSUSB, it only costs $3. If you are from the outside, it is $10.
Neither of those are bad prices, especially that $3. That's a steal. Come see some cool films. Come support the artists in our area. It's very important. So thank you guys for that introduction of your club. So on a more personal note, before we shift back to what the film club does, tell me, what is each of your guys' major of study?
Communications,
yeah.
I wish I had done art, but I made it this far. But we recently moved our operations to the visual art department, and they are really expressive, and I wish I could change my major, but like I said, this is the last semester. Might as well just knock it out of the park and be done with it. That's the beauty about art. It is very inspirational. So we're really happy to be part of the visual arts department.
Yeah, I started out, when I first came here, I started out as a computer science major with the interest of doing stuff with 3D gaming. But I had studied, so I took more of a gap year or such after high school. And so when I came here, I'd already been abreast with a lot of the coding stuff, and they were moving a little slow for my taste. So I changed to design, which wasn't also up to par, and then I was like, I'll just do either something of theater or communications, and I chose communications and not theater. But once I did that, I added the digital filmmaking minor, which is why I was able to do a lot of stuff and then create Yotie Film Club.
Kimberly, what's your field of study?
Yeah.
What
major are you?
I'm a history major with the pre-credential. I had transferred from Fullerton College. The first day of school, I went to the advising center to change my major to fire science because I was really interested in fire prevention and, fire recovery. And the fires had just hit in 2024. So I was like, okay, cool. We didn't offer it. And then I meet Yotie Film Club, and I'm very willing to change my major. I'm just like, what's another year added? I already did all my general requirements, so I was chilling. We don't offer film. So I've been stuck in the history department for 2 years, and I'm almost done. I have 1 semester left. But yeah, I study history.
For the two of you that have come, because I know you just right into communications, but for the two of you who have studied other things, obviously, Johnny, you started with computer science, and Kimberly, you are currently doing history. Do you think those different fields of study from film have informed your filmmaking process at all? Or is it just like they're completely separate?
I think there's some links. I think for me it's just more so like working with people and how to work with people. Like before I came to the comm and then digital, like I kind of saw how other people worked, and being able to maneuver and work with them helped in that case.
I think for me, for history, I think when it came to the storytelling, 100%. But I'm never a writer and I'm never a director. I'm always on the production side. So I think that for history, if I ever really wanted to make a documentary or tell a story about some historical figure, I definitely have gained those skills of research. Who to talk to, how to find experts. And that's something for sure, but because I'm so into the production side, and I don't know if I would ever actually make a documentary to use my historical skills, the history and film are interdisciplinary. I just love the production side too. And if I were to ever probably write or direct something, it probably wouldn't be historical, but the story making process, they're intersectional in that way. So yeah, a lot of historians, most history buffs, they're also film buffs as well.
I agree with that wholeheartedly. I think a lot of the time, those sort of things, the humanities, we all kind of overlap and sing Kumbaya or whatever. So thank you guys for a little bit of personal insight. But to get back to the club itself, if anyone watching this was interested in getting involved with the Yotie Film Club, with your guys' projects and with your just club as a whole, what would be the first steps for them?
Joining the club. You have to show up to actually participate.
Yes.
That's what we stress, just because we're not just sitting there talking about film. We do like talking about film, but then it kind of gets away from us. It's the whole point for the members are just to understand how to make film. We've hosted an equipment workshop, and it was very I was like Joel Sargent's okay, figure it out. Put this dolly rack together. Don't ask me for help. Because part of film is figuring out the problem itself. So, it's that's how we kind of got started. We did a couple acting workshops with Pear Gardens,
Players of the Pear Garden.
And those were very helpful. We did 2 of those, and recently we just did a director's workshop. So we're always coming up with different workshops just because new members do come in, but we do need to discipline the current members, just understanding that not everyone gets to just jump in and make a film. You have to know what you're doing first.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, pretty much. And I think for me, if people want to be involved with film, I think, being involved and coming to the meetings is super important because that's where we make announcements about upcoming productions. So if someone's interested in acting, part-time, if someone's interested in seeing what the director's process looks like, if someone's interested in seeing, how this equipment got to this location and how we are even at that location, we encouraged our members to come so they could see what that looks like, because then when they, get that experience and then they bring bring their script and we help them and walk them through how to make a shot list and genuinely do the whole film process, then they gain that experience. So yeah, if anyone wants to be involved and want to evolve that type of skill set that way and have fun, it's just, coming to the film clubs, keeping in contact with leadership, whoever that may be in the future.
Yeah, just like Marco said, just come to join. It's very important to show up to these meetings. I know sometimes a lot of people's schedules don't match up with it, but we have it every Monday from 5:30 to 6:30. That's the meetings. Our workshops run longer from 5:30 to 8:30 because I know some people have evening classes, so then they tend to show up kind of in the middle of the workshops. But it's essentially to come to those things, come meet a lot of us. We're always kind of there. Only very few times where leadership doesn't really show up, but we're always there. Come talk to us. The signups are on Coyote Connections, but I believe Richard, Kimberly, and Carrington, who are the three main ones, are the ones who can be able to put members into Coyote Connections so you can become an official member. But yeah, it's coming to the meetings and attending them and seeing what we do, a lot of the talking, a lot of the workshops, a lot of the activities we do. Our members are also very interested in equipment, so we have a lot of those, from time to time.
And we're open to all majors. Like
Yeah.
that's what makes our club very special. It's not like you don't have to be just a comm major. We're open to all majors. Just because we don't have a film major, so film club acts as that. It's just like we want to make film, we want to teach film, we'll do it. We were told it has to be student led, and that's what we're doing.
Just out of curiosity, how would you say how well attended are your general meetings? Because with the players of the Pear Guard, no offense, the PPG as a whole, the board shows up for meetings, but the general body doesn't.
We have some loyal attenders.
We have a couple of loyal attenders, but how is the attendance for the general membership for your meetings?
Last time we had a lot more. We had 2 of the acting ones, and those were very minimal because
Yeah.
I think leadership really fills it up the space. But the first time we did a workshop recently for this semester was the equipment workshop, and that's when we had all hands on deck, which was a good sign. When we say that you're going to work with the equipment, you're going to work with the equipment. So it was really nice to see a lot of people for that one.
I think definitely for the acting workshops, so people are very scared of acting, so that's kind of why people didn't show up. I did think we held it during the midterms. I thought that was the reason, but it's because it was acting.
Yeah.
So for the equipment workshop one, we had 32 people, believe it or not. Wow. And that's kind of very kind of all the way through for our workshops. A lot of times they kind of show up that way.
So you'd say that your club, even though it's Yotie Film Society, it's the interest is more in the behind the scenes making of the products,
Yes.
the technical aspect of it, rather than the acting portion of it.
Yeah, acting, because we struggle with finding professional actors. When we did Volatile Summer for 2024 48-hour film festival, we went on a website called Backstage, and we hosted auditions, and we got these 3 actors, and they were fantastic. Really appreciated them. They didn't know what they were getting themselves into, but I decided to pay them hey, you each get $100. Thank you for doing this. But at the end of the day, for the film club itself, we're not focusing on acting. It's all the behind the scenes magic. Screenwriting, what it means to be a producer, an assistant director, or a director itself. So that's the main focus of it.
Yeah. So sorry. I just
No,
wanna,
go ahead. Please speak.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Just to touch base also on Johnny said, we had people from Palm Desert drive over because they were so interested in learning how to use the equipment. We had an individual who I know, he's just really interested in cameras. So he was so excited to learn about how to use the camera and how it works, and that really made me happy because that equipment is actually accessible to Palm Desert students as well if they ever want to check it out. So that was just really heartwarming for me to see the way that, this club, we want to explore how do we start connecting this club and have a chapter in Palm Desert.
Yeah, and I was just going to say, I find it really fascinating how different our 2 clubs can be in the interests of the members, because your guys it skews very tech, as we would call it in the theater world, very tech, very behind the scenes, very equipment. Whereas here in the PPG and just in the theater department in general, we have a lot of actors. We have a lot of actors and performers, a lot of people who do both rather than just one or the other. You got a couple. Shout out Jacob. He's just a techie. We can't get him to act at all. We've tried.
Good on you, man.
Sounds familiar.
We've tried very hard.
I'm with you.
But then we've got some people who are purely actors who really like do not touch tech very much. But then we have a lot of people who are like, they do both. So it's really fascinating to see how different that can be. And speaking of our two clubs, we have been cooking something behind the scenes, isn't that right, guys?
Yes, we have. Yes. So that's funny enough. It's been like 2 years in the making trying to reach out to you guys, but like you said, we're very technical, and what's it called? Us in our pursuit of actors for our club, it seems to be that you guys are always kind of busy. At least your actors are, because you guys are behind the scenes doing a lot of plays and such now. But it's kind of cool that we have a chance to collab this time.
We need actors.
Yeah.
Like the quality of film is through the act. Like it's on the actor side as well. Like I've seen Johnny act. My God.
Okay.
Whoa, Johnny's catching strays.
Yeah.
Hey.
Jesus.
Why don't you come see me after this? I've got an idea to help you kind of gain a few more interested parties.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I've got some ideas.
Scott keeps hijacking my turn to host all by myself. I'm also really happy. We are very, very happy to finally be in contact with you guys because there's just so much overlap between theater and film. They're very, very different, but they're also very, very similar in that both are these modes of storytelling that are often inaccessible unless you have a team of people. You need the spaces, you need the equipment, you need the manpower, and it's not something you can do by yourself.
No, it's not. I've tried that. Like it's a pain in the butt, especially when you don't have everyone on board. One of my productions so I wrote a first one called Skater Boys, and then that one was a success.
It's out on YouTube. Check it out on Yotie Film Club.
And then I did a second one called Skater Boys Episode 2, The Scooter Alliance, and I had a lot more characters. I didn't have enough crew though, and it just fell through the floor. So when you don't have the right crew support, it makes a huge difference when it comes to like filmmaking.
Absolutely.
And I bet the same thing with theater as well. I mean, I guess there are those like one-woman shows that do go on, but if you don't have a bunch of people behind you,
there's still a team behind that. Absolutely.
Exactly. And just to comment on Skater Boys, like part 2, when I watched that for the first time, it's not out on YouTube. It's like behind the scenes on the record for us.
Lost
It's in the
media.
vault.
It's in the vault.
it
It's lost
stays in
media.
the vault.
It'll stay in the vault, but there is on our campus here at Cal State, we have these, our Associate Students Incorporated hosts these like walks called safety walks, and we have this huge continuity error on his film where in one scene they're all talking and I think they just cut because people were just walking, like this group of 30, 40 students are doing a safety walk. And then at that point, it had already gotten dark. So the next scene, it's just 40 people in the background. And like it's dark and the lights are on. And it was the funniest thing, but it stays in the vault.
Yeah, but I'll tell you why I don't like that production, why it went so bad, is because I didn't have a shot list. And that's something I very much stress. My bad. A shot list is very important. I learned it the hard way that if you don't have a shot list as a director, then you really don't have a good map of just like how you're going to make your film, because a film is made 3 ways: in pre-production, production, and post. It's not going to stay the same. You have a script, but it's just a guideline at that point. So I stress this to any filmmaker: shot list. My God.
Yeah, it's the shot list and also just preparedness. Like a lot of people just kind of go into it thinking that they can do a trial and error during production, and sometimes it can be that way, but it's only perfected during preparation before that. So the pre-production process is very important, and yeah, we did figure that out together.
Yeah, but like I will say, thank you, Johnny, because when film you have different cinematographers and stuff. So we have this other cinematographer named Ryan Kanemoto, and he's like very surreal, very like serious, very artistic, and so is Johnny. But when it comes to like who can keep up with me, especially someone who's like ADHD, time blindness, and all, Johnny was like right there by my side. He's like, "Yep, I got you, man." So it's huge collaboration between like different people and like their different like filming styles. You don't have to deal with that with theater. Everything's just right there on that stage.
That's very true. It's definitely very different because with camera, you decide what the audience sees and what they don't see all the time, and you can edit, you can change the angle, all that. But theater, they're gonna see all of it no matter what, no matter what, unless they're in a bad spot and they're in like the very side and there's like a limited view or something. But
I've heard that like some actors say that you know, when something goes wrong on stage and, you know, they walk off stage, it's like, oh man, that was so bad, you know, like it was one of my worst performances. A lot of the times the audience is just like, that was amazing, you know?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, that's
And then on a
very true.
perfect day where you do everything right, it's just, man.
Oh, yeah.
It is wild how the audiences respond sometimes. Yeah, but that's why I like to say also that acting for the theater and acting for camera, they're like cousins, right?
Yeah.
It's not exactly. There's so many aspects that are exactly the same, and so many that are so far apart. But I believe that the continuity is there to where you guys can come together and put out a product that is great. You can get theater students. I mean, you look at people like David Tennant, right, who is, you know, Doctor Who, and he's also on stage doing Shakespeare. There is a marriage there of it just needs to be explored more.
My favorite example of celebrities that do both is Viola Davis and Denzel Washington.
Yes, I was
They
about- I was
both
about to mention
they
Denzel
both are they're in the Fences film, the film adaptation of Fences, and they've performed it on stage on Broadway, and just like you could see the differences in their performances, and they're fantastic in both. I mean, come on now.
But it translates
yeah,
different though.
exactly.
On stage, people are laughing, but like when you see it on the screen,
It's so serious.
intense.
Yeah.
You know, or maybe that's just like the audience. But I mean, like that's like what you say when it comes to like film acting and stage acting. They are cousins. It's all going to be perceived differently.
So let me ask y'all. I don't know how many people you've worked with who have originated in theater and had to learn film. All right, good to know. Because what would your tips be for someone who is like primarily someone in theater who's trying to break into acting for film, or even doing like technical work for film?
I think a great example is we have an actor that we work with a lot. Her name is Angie, and she graduated from CSUSB from theater. And when we started working with her, always been a great actress, like fantastic. I love Angie. Shout out Angie if she watches this. She, you know, when she started off, it was very telling that a lot of her acting style was very theater focused, very dramatic, you know, like the way that she conveyed herself. And over time, as she's gotten to watch herself on screen, because she's the only actress we were using for a really long time, she's really learned how to adapt her acting to the screen. You know, like, what do I look like on the camera? How loud do I have to be? And seeing her still be a theater actress and now adapt to film when need be has been honestly so moving to see that we've, you know, the club and these positions have helped her advance in that way. So I think in our club that's been an example of where we've had someone who is from the theater world really adapt to the film world with the skill, like, and translate those skills.
Yeah, that's another thing I'll piggyback on too. So it's both Angie and then also Nathan, who's still here.
Oh, shout out Nathan.
Yeah, shout out
Come see
Nathan.
Little Shop of Horrors.
Yes, of course. Yeah, so that's how we. So I used to work down in the video lab over in University Hall, and we collabed with the theater department to cover. I forget the title of the show, but this was last year, where they were doing a collab.
You don't even speak Spanish.
Yeah,
Yes.
there you go.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
speak
yeah.
Spanish. Yes. So I had to do a lot of the technical stuff with the editing in the background. And so as we came in to watch them kind of rehearse, that's when I first met Angie and Nathan. And I was like, oh, shoot, I'm writing something, and they both fit very perfectly for the characters that I had in mind. So I went out to reach out to them, and they came in, and that's how we first saw how they would kind of act on camera. So it was for a movie that I'm working on called Portfolio, and when we did the first scene, they kind of would go behind the camera to kind of see how they were acting and how they were portrayed on screen. And it's funny how fast that they both work. Is you could see them kind of instantly just switch. And when we did another take, they were more like, I don't want to call it muted, but it was perfect. Like they went from like kind of going a little overboard and then like a theater style, and then came back right for the camera. And I was like, oh wow, this is great. Like I've never seen it so translate so fast. But yeah, it's pretty amazing.
That was my assumption, is that you've got to be really over the top and very loud and project whenever
Yeah.
you are on stage. But I'm moving my hand in front of the camera. But on camera, you've got to be more subtle. You've got to.
Yeah, because the camera's right. It can capture every little thing, so you don't have to kind of go overboard. It can catch, like, if you have like a little twitch in your eye or something, like it captures that, you will see it on screen. So it's kind of, you have to be very like subtle with
Yeah,
it. You know?
and meanwhile, I've seen shows at professional theaters like the Pantages, which is huge, and I sit in the back because I need the cheapest seats, and I straight up can't even see their faces. I fully have to go based off how they're moving and how they're talking. They talk real loud. So yes, you're definitely right about that. It's like you can get real close with film, but with theater, someone might be right there, but they might also be all the way in the back on the balcony.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. So for theater, you have to kind of
You have to do more. You have
more
to,
so
like,
that the
push
people
harder.
can see it, from all the way. So yeah, it's kind of cool.
During Skater Boys, there's a scene where Richie and Kanemoto are running. Oops. And as they're running, Richie, even though he's wearing sunglasses, I could tell that he looked right into the camera. He has this little and keeps on running. And I was like,
Till this day, he still denies it, but we
no,
know.
it's plain as day. But that's the beauty of film. It's just it will catch everything. It's it's your best friend and your worst enemy at the same time.
Throughout a lot of these anecdotes, you guys have brought up some specific films. Of course, Skater Boy has come up. It's very, very infamous here now, sounds like. But can you elaborate more on some of these projects and where we can watch the projects once you release them?
Can we start with the history of how we started them and then going through? Yeah.
That's you, buddy.
Okay.
Oh, well, you were double it and give it to Johnny.
There we go. Yeah, I'm you were there with me the entire time.
I know, but I'm not the tech guy.
Okay.
You're the tech guy.
So when we first started, we all bar Kimberly, me, Marco, Richard, and our old VP Michaela, old VP Ryan, Kanemoto. We all met in our one of the digital filmmaking classes.
It was Intro to Field Productions.
It was Intro to Field Productions with Professor Charles Metz, and we all met there. And for one of our first, projects was to make a short film, a silent short film. So no dialogue, nothing of the sort. And he gave us kind of in our right now we'd call it a janky a camera, but he gave us a camera, a tripod, and he says, all right, just go do your thing.
White balance.
White
Always
balance.
got to do the white
It's just this Panasonic. You have to. It's ancient, but so he gave us that, and he was like, okay, go out, do your thing. It was kind of a free range, but he still gave us some kind of guidelines. So we started there, and the first thing we made, which is also on our YouTube, we kind of have all our films on YouTube, but first thing we made was with one of our members, Danny. It was this guy who is a professor, played by Abraham Flores. If you're watching this,
The Wizard. He's also known as the
Wizard.
Wizard because he'll show up whenever you need him.
Yes,
like
so-
Gandalf.
He really does. I'll see him at Walmart.
He'll be
sometime.
here today too, later on.
Yeah.
But so we were supposed to film that, and it was him and Marco who were acting in this film, and there was no dialogue, no lines. It was just basically just having them do their action dialogue, and that really taught us how to do film. That was our first.
You have some obvious moments of
Yeah.
obvious acting where you're just you're performing for the camera, but
Yeah.
it was based off a true story that happened to Professor Metz, where he was showing the lab room to some guy or whatever, and they ended up getting locked in there. They were stuck in there for a minute, maybe 10 minutes or so. But our old producer, Danny Torres, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she took that and made it a fantasy story where it's they're stuck in there for hours, or maybe not so. And we build a fort and stuff. I start having a panic attack as my character. And we finally exit out, and we're just okay, let's just go back to our normal lives.
Yeah. So that was our first film. It's called Trapped. It's on there on YouTube. So after that, we just kind of it was for every student to make their own short film. So after that's when you made Skater Boys.
Yeah.
So each of these films. So it was that Skater Boys. It was Here Kitty, also made by Michaela. It was all these films that taught us how to, the backstage, kind of how to prep, how to handle equipment better, and how to direct actors and such. Even though we were playing our own actors ourselves, that's what started the idea of saying, hey, let's make, Yotie Film Club. Let's see how far we can get with this. And then we just kept making more films and more films. And then we got some equipment with the help of our advisor, Sara y Maldonado. And at the time it was Roberta Orgel, but now it's Dr. Poole, who is now you guys'
You guys
department
took him
chair.
from us.
Yeah.
I won't apologize for that. We love that guy.
Nah, he's
Yeah,
good.
we
He's
still
amazing.
have hold of him too, thank goodness. But so after getting that equipment, then we kind of I would say we ramped up more on our filmmaking after getting that
We did.
equipment.
No, it really helped us a
Yeah.
lot because when we saw that we can get our hands on like better and newer equipment, it can improve. It showed it. Oh my God, sorry. It showed us that we can step it up more in our own films. Because at the end of the day, no one's handing us scripts. So if we want to direct, we have to write our own scripts. You know. So it was really nice, and now we're here and we're collaborating. You know, it's all coming together.
Yeah, and so going back to, I guess, your question, so all the films we made about 12 films by the end of, I guess, the calendar year. And so we decided to make like a showcase of all of that before we had the new equipment. So we called that Dreams to Screens, and that's where we met Kimberly. And then she came in to, do a lot more with all the new equipment that we had and made more films. And then we went on to do a lot of film festival.
And now we have a YouTube page.
Now we have a YouTube page. So it's Yotie Film Club, and that's the page. It has all the films that we've made.
And our last film, Takeout, not our last film, but like one of our better
Recent,
films.
yeah, our recent film,
Takeout has like over 300 views, which
Yes.
we're very satisfied with. Keep going, keep watching it.
Let's bump up those views. Scott, get that on screen. There you go.
It's right there. It's right above your head.
It's right above. Guys, look. Okay. Enough of that. I'm not built for this YouTube editing stuff. But that's great. You guys sound like you're super productive. You're super on it. And I find it really fascinating how fast the turnaround time for a film can be. I think especially compared to theater. I mean, how long does a show rehearse? Like months?
Ooh.
Literally months?
I would say it's a fast turnaround because we do short films.
Yeah.
So for a feature length would take more than a year or two
Right.
to even like be seen by the public. But for us, it's because we only do about maybe 7 to 15 minutes. The most we've ever done is 16 minutes. So, and that took, yeah. Do you want to talk about that?
That took 2 days.
It took 2 days.
What we learned from the 48-hour film festival, and that is a great experience to go through because it gives you the pressure of the industry in just those 2 days. And once we saw that we can accomplish what we were set out to do, it inspired us to do better on our next film. So we had another production called Sonder, which was written by our good friend Mariana Duran. She also does Weeping Wick. Go check it out on the Instagram. She sells candles. Amazing. Love them. She has this one candle that smells like soda. I love it.
That's actually cool.
Yeah. And she wrote this short film, Sonder, and we were only given... We agreed that each film project for the class would be done like 2 days. So we did her project one day and then another, and then for the rest of our productions we did 2 days. Some other people's productions didn't make it. Film can really get away from you.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so from the same thing, and then also going back to the other question you had before with the films. So we kind of, after we made the club, and going from our first class together, we all kind of just followed each other to another class. And that one I do really want to shout out. One of my favorite professors is Kevin Lyons.
Yes.
He
was empowering us,
He
guys.
is I would credit him with the reason why I think we are like this right now. So he was very, very informative of how the actual industry is. And so that's where I guess Mariana joined us too. I forget who else as well also joined us in that class, but it was mostly us moving from Dr. Metz's class over to Lyons' class. That class is called Digital Filmmaking 1 and 2. He teaches that in the fall, so if you want to take that, please do. That class was very informative, and not only did that push us with the new equipment that we got, it also made us go to the 48-hour film project festival that we'll talk about later, and then the 66 hosted by Valley and all that type of stuff. So I think that made us come together to learn a lot about how to make film and how to turn around faster, efficiently. Yeah.
And you're right, it is very much like short film, because
Yeah.
feature film is a whole other question.
Yeah, you guys are lucky. You get like the whole semester to like
Oh.
put on this one
Yeah,
big
you
perfect
do,
performance.
Oh, I don't know about perfect or lucky.
Jumping in real quick, we've got the other theater project that we do. We always talk about collaborations and whatnot, and that's the student-written, students acted, directed, produced film or stage productions, right? I would be interested in a collaboration with the PPG about bringing some of those scripts to you to see if they could be adapted.
How they would translate to
into
the screen?
How it would translate into a screen production and little short films. It's how many scripts do you usually have for the OTP?
This year was 6, last year was 4, the year before that I think was 7. So it's that ballpark.
But like for the stage performance, they're like no more than.
Yeah, like 5-10 minutes at times,
okay.
right?
I think the highest ones are like 20 is like the most that they'll get, and but we ask for 10 to 15.
Kind of sounds like Love, Death, and Robots to me.
Ooh, an anthropology.
Right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, talk about a possible collaboration for the future. You know, let's put these stage plays on and let's adapt a couple of them for, you know, if you're interested in them, adapt a couple for possible movie.
Yes, the discussion has passed our desk, and it's something we have chatted about and that we still have locked in our brains.
See, we're doing something right.
Yeah, I actually have. We have actually told some of the other directors, like, yo, keep that in mind. But speaking of the future, I did actually want to ask, going forward, what are some things you'd like to see within the Yotie Film Club, whether it is like your collaborations with other campus organizations or student organizations, or things within your club? I know you guys are working towards like the film major, so like future steps for that. Just what does the future hold? What do you want it to hold?
Shoot, this is where my area of expertise, because, you know, and for background, I wanted to change my major to film, but it wasn't just because, oh, the film club looks fun and I'm so unhappy in history. But I actually come from a background and I'm from Orange County. So in Orange County, you know, it's not new to have high schools that have film programs and like film classes. So ever since I was in junior high, I was always in a production class. I was always in like the news of the school. I was always doing something with like our really old cameras from like 2006. Like I was always really interested, and I was in a program in my high school that led to a pipeline to become like a marketing intern for the district. And then COVID hit, and I didn't have a graduation and I didn't have anything. So when I saw them and I met them, a lot of hopes for what, you know, now being vice president and being involved with the club, a lot of hopes is that we get to have bring that film major, and B, I think for me, is that I think the vision I have for this school, I think that I can achieve it well through the lens of film. And, you know, to have that type of support and that medium of film is so important because, you know, our marketing department and a lot of the departments on campus, it's kind of like, okay, go get the camera, go get some footage, and then we'll edit it with some music. But then you have people who are from industry, or, you know, you have industry standard film, and then it's like a whole huge editing process with a different sense of purpose, and it kind of, you can convey so much in a professionally made film, and it could provide so much professional development for a student who's not only just interested in film, but, you know, film is, again, interdisciplinary. It goes into business. You're talking about marketing, you're talking about storytelling, let's talk about English, our creative writing majors, you know, just like how we're promoting RAFMA, you know, like there's a lot of intentionality behind what we kind of want to achieve with film. So we're really hoping that, you know, in the near future, with our advocacy efforts, I know that we've talked to administrators. I remember we had a meeting with our provost, our vice president of academic affairs, advocating for it, you know, trying to get things, and that was a few months ago, and we've already come so far since then. So we're just really hoping that, you know, we become seen, and that those collaborations with Yotie Film Club and then potentially a film major will help serve and uplift the school for what it is, especially now that we have the Performing Arts Center. It just opened up, and we want to make sure that, you know, all of the resources we have on campus, that, you know, it's not only just about film, it's about our students. And I really want, you know, that intersection to be addressed here on this campus. I hope that answered the question well.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Sure did.
Yes, absolutely. And yeah, I mean, we at the PPG are all on board with that. I think the Inland Empire can sort of be overlooked in the artistic ecosystem of SoCal. You know,
Travis
it's like
Barker just opened up like this art exhibit down here. You know, that guy's from, for those who don't know, he's the drummer of Blink-182, and he's the reason why they're good.
Somebody's favorite band, yeah.
But a long time ago, Kevin Lyons told us that, you know, the IE is just like this untouched gem compared to LA. And I've worked film festivals up in LA, and let me tell you, it's Hooverville. It's stupidly expensive. And I'm not saying that the IE is not, but it's just there's so much here that everyone that like Hollywood likes to forget about. But hey, Transformers was filmed out here. So was Terminator. There's another one I can't remember what it was, but they, Fast and Furious. Back when it was about racing, not about shooting cars into space. So it's a good place out here. And honestly, it's like I do these film festivals out in LA, and
What are they called?
Night Frights LA. Shout out to Night Frights LA, hosted by the Winchester brothers under their film company called 2100 Films. They have been great and all. Gas money is not cheap, but it's definitely worth it when it comes to doing film. And they've inspired us to like do stuff out here in the IE as well, because film is it's not just in Hollywood. Independent filmmakers exist out here.
Yes.
One of those independent filmmakers is our good buddy Abraham. He made this amazing film in Metz's class for Intro to Field Production, and it makes me emotional each time.
It's called Hastío del Tiempo. It's on our YouTube as well. Go check it out. I love that film so much.
Dude, it's some Jodorowsky shit.
It really is.
It's a great film. And, one thing for me is that I came from Orange County, and let me tell you, it's a very sheltered place. Coming out
two
here.
Orange County people over
Oh,
here.
okay. I'm from there.
You
Where are you
too.
from? Where are you from?
I'm from San Diego. It's not the
He's
same thing.
from San
It's
Diego.
not the same thing.
I grew up right here in San Bernardino.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but also speaking on that too, but like there's a lot of stuff that goes down here in the IE that a lot of people don't like pay attention to. Not only did you do you work with Night Frights at LA, you did a short film also called Cake Rat. Go on YouTube. It was,
Cake Rat.
talk about the film. It wasn't a film festival, but
Okay, no, but it was so these were alumni students. I can't remember the names. I'm so sorry. Brandon, I got that part.
yeah.
But they have their own film company called Sedated Kids, and their films are fantastic. They do clay animation. They do like box robots and stuff. And they invited me to be a director for their Halloween film festival, Creature Feature, and I had this huge 15-minute script that I wanted to perform, but I had to bring it down, and I thought I couldn't do it anymore because I just didn't have the manpower. And Brandon hit me up. He's like, "No, dude, like I will provide you the camera. I will be your producer. Like I want you to make this film." You don't really get a lot of people that are like that, saying like, "Hey, I invited you to come here, and I'm going to help you get here as well." So it was great. I didn't win, but I was so happy that people got to see my film Cake Rat. You can check it up on our YouTube page as well. I wear a rat suit. It is disgusting. It lives in the trunk of my car. And sorry. Yeah, it was definitely a oneer. But yeah, no, that's the beauty of the IE. Like I feel like people are more real here compared to LA, compared to Orange County. It's just a bunch of old white people. They need to
Okay.
move out.
I agree. Well, at least with the IE stuff, I won't comment on Orange County. I'm not from there, but I definitely agree. IE, and that's something we care about here at the PPG. And just I think arts on campus in general, we need to show that the CSUSB and our community surrounding it can definitely make some really cool stuff, both in the performing arts, in film, and visual arts, and all of that.
Piggybacking on the thing about the Inland Empire, I mean, this used to be a hub where, I mean, we had Black Sabbath, we had Led Zeppelin, we had the Police, Van Halen played here in San Bernardino, The Cure, Depeche Mode, they've all played here in San Bernardino, and that just stopped. Something happened in the 90s where it just died. And that's why I think having the new Performing Arts Center, having clubs like the PPG and the Yotie Film Club and all that to bring art and performance here. And I've got a passion for this, and I really want to see it achieve, these levels again. I want to bring it back, right?
What a building too, huh? The new,
Beautiful.
Oh, I know.
Crazy.
It's great.
It is a very beautiful space.
The walls move.
Real quick, how do you feel? I mean, the PPG, of course, has the best club advisors on campus.
Oh.
But how is it working with Dr. Poole, Matthew Poole? That was a loaded question since I am the advisor for the PPG.
Poole is,
so.
Poole is punk. He's a punk rocker.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
I've
Oh,
never
yes.
met anyone
It's-
like that in administration, anything like that.
No,
before.
all my years of college,
Yeah.
I went to community college in OC at OCC, and it was great. okay, relax.
OCC.
Like, how do you think I got here?
Yeah, I know.
During the
I don't know
pandemic,
either.
I applied to like 6, 7 different Cal states, and I only got rejected. I got rejected by all of them except for one. So, the universe brought me here somehow, but I mean, it wasn't until like I met Poole and then I met Professor Matt. So I'm like, these guys are some punk rockers. Scott, you're a punk rocker,
Thanks.
I'm a punk rocker, yes.
Yeah.
Love that song. What you're saying, though, there is no major right now for filmmaking, right?
Yes.
And that's what you would love to see. Just think about the fact that the PPG existed before the Department of Theater Arts. The Department of Theater Arts was born from the PPG.
Yes, and
So it can
it's
happen.
possible.
Yeah, PPG is from students, though. The students are
Yes.
like, they they brought it in.
They did.
That's what
And-
we're trying to do, because we see that the
Yes.
classes are there.
And they had an advocate in Professor Barnes, and that's why we have the Barnes Theater, right? And
Wow.
Professor Ronald Barnes.
Any professors want a building named after them? Anybody?
Any taker.
You know what? Name a building after either Sadi or Dr. Poole.
Yeah,
Or Lions,
the
or
Maldonado Pool
or
of
Kevin Lyons.
Ooh, Lions, that's kind of tough.
Poole deserves a building. Sada E, Lions. I mean,
That's like a conversation that we had
Let's
earlier,
take
too.
letters from each of their names and just make up a
Just
word.
make up a
and-
word.
No, the correct one is to just name different rooms after them.
Yeah,
okay?
There you go.
that's-
There you go.
Yo, yeah, I like
Yeah.
that.
Because that's the conversation that we had about that too. It's kind of funny. I did not know that this came out through PPG. That's really cool. Because
We started in a dance room too. We didn't have the theater. It was
Chaparral Hall.
Chaparral 117 dance floor in there. That was where like our first plays happened.
Wow.
1966.
They just hung up lights from the ceiling.
Whoa.
We started in a basement.
There you go.
That was
Yeah, we-
flooded.
Hey,
that was flooded. That was
and,
flooded.
okay, and yes, but now you have the professional equipment that you can use at any time. You've got advisors that are helping. You've got the digital filmmaking class, right? It's a step ladder, right? You are building something new that could be a major.
Yeah.
Major,
But that's the
major.
thing. The conversation that we had, I was talking to some of the administrators and some of the faculty. There are classes already in different spaces that could come together to make a major already. When I looked at you guys' catalog last semester, you guys had a directing class, and I'm like, that could go into a film major class.
Big
The
time.
courses that are in communications can be in that. Some of the classes in the arts department can be. They have a videography class
Yes,
that
they
could
have-
be a whole.
They
you know,
have film classes
Yeah.
over. They have video art. They have special topics class that sometimes involve video and
Acting for the camera classes
for the
as
camera
well.
class.
acting for the camera.
And I've been wanting to have more workshops where it's like, okay, here is makeup for theater, here's makeup for camera.
makeup.
The differences between the two. Come and learn the differences, right? Acting for the camera versus the theater, acting or costuming. You could do these different things that could actually be, so collaborative and build on that. Anyway. I know I'm preaching to the choir.
We
No,
will
but I mean, like,
circle
you are-
back to the makeup thing. by
You
the
are
way.
making a point, though, because
I
like,
definitely want to go back to the makeup thing too.
excuse me. When I first got into film, it's during the pandemic. I'm in a studio apartment here at Arrowhead Village on campus, and I'm a comm major. I don't know what I'm going to do with my future, And then I watched this documentary on Netflix called "The Movies That Made Us," and
That's a great documentary.
It is.
Yeah.
I watched the ones about aliens with James Cameron, and I'm just like, oh my God, that's a profession, that's a career where there's so many people, that you need bodies. And that's when I was like, okay, maybe there's some film classes here on campus. What campus wouldn't have a film class? And there was a lot more than I expected.
Yeah.
From a campus all the way out in the desert. The mountains are literally right there, So it's just, it all comes from students, and I'm happy to be here, to be honest. Can't wait to get out, but
Yeah, whenever I was in college, it was the best time of my life, right? It's whenever I was learning how to make art as a profession,
You were starting to
and
do
it's
something.
in the collaborations that you have with your fellow students. Those are friendships that you're going to have for life, right? Whenever you leave here, whenever you graduate, you are going to be still working with one another. You're going to be a cameraman. You're going to be a writer. You're going to be the director, producer. Something like that. You're all going to work together in the future, and these are great relationships to foster. And
well, yeah,
it's
the
just-
reality is that the industry, they're not going to give you a shot unless you really prove it. If
Yeah.
you want it, you will go after it, but they already have their people, so it's just like, all right, we'll just start our own.
Yeah, it's very much like going back to that too. It's so anytime we come up with something for our production, it's funny how us working with each other and when we come up with something new, we're like, oh, he does this well. Let's call on him to do this. It's
Yes.
so collaborative on that way, and it kind of opened my eye. I'm like, wow. Like I was sitting down with one of our advisors, Sarai, and we were building like a production crew, and she was asking me like, okay, so who do you know that does this? And I'm like, oh, Abe does this well, or Marco does this. I'm like, wow, wait a minute, like we built this thing kind of. It's really
You've
impressive.
got your own production company
Yeah.
right there.
That's very
Exactly.
true.
Yeah, we do.
I think that's true
Hollywood's
for all
got
the
its
creative
monopoly.
work.
Like they can play over there,
Yeah.
The IE is untouched. Why can't we do something?
Right?
Definitely something we do here at the PPG. For our most recent OTP, we called back our alumni Anna Gonzalez, and because she's a dancer and choreographer, and we had that dance piece at the end of this year's OTP. We were like, hey, come help us out with choreography. That happens so often where we will like ask people, be like, oh, Jason does film stuff. We need help with a film, or like. I actually just acted in a film with Jason for someone's capstone. So, like, it's very much like, yeah, you have to build a community as an artist to survive. You have to. It is so necessary, I think, especially in somewhere like the IE,
Yep.
where it is kind of ignored and we don't have the same resources as somewhere like LA, So that makes me happy to hear that that's something you guys have already started doing, even despite being kind of a younger club. Because that'll just compound, because then you guys will be the like alumni who get called back, like, hey, you guys were good at this when you were here. Can you like come back and help us out with this film? It's like this huge growing web of like connections.
Also, the IE is like filled with all these raves, and they like that's Like
Oh, yes.
there's, I mean, we had what was it? Visual arts. We met this one artist who was like, she made her own like sculptures and like props and stage pieces, and like she made money off it. And she's a student over there at the visual arts department. It's like we do have stuff here.
Yes.
And people, alumni like Bilson and DeMeo, who, when they graduated from the department here and they went to make The Rocketeer. And I mean, it's happened before, right? And success has come from this department before, this school before. In the film world and in the acting world, I just want to see more of it, We've got such talent, such an untapped reservoir of talent here that I just think that you guys are headed in the right direction.
Thank you.
So I'm going to stop talking now so you may continue your interview.
Well, we are kind of coming to the end here. We've been talking for a while, and it's all been really like great, really fruitful stuff. I feel like I've learned so much more about the Yotie Film Club and how similar we all truly are about this.
Art is art.
Art is art, very much true.
Is there anything you would like to promote for?
Yeah, because I can
Yotie
like
Film
ask
Club?
a question to like lead to that.
There is something we would love to promote. So on May 7th, the Yotie Film Club is hosting the first annual Yotie Film Festival here on campus on the second floor of SMSU North. It's going to be Thursday, May 7th from 4 p.m. May 7th from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. at SMC North Conference Center, which is the second floor. Tickets are $3 for students at the door and then $10 for general admission. There will be catering sponsored by the Office of Student Research. Thank you, Dr. Keating. And that's pretty much it. And we have we're gonna pass it to Johnny. How many submissions do we have so far?
Ooh, okay, so
Minus the AI submission.
minus.
the AI submissions.
Gotcha. Okay, so that is also definitely a problem that we've been encountering. But as speaking right now, there are about 80 film submissions on Film Freeway. That's the submission website that we use. About 80 already, and we kind of haven't really marketed it out to a lot of the film departments in the different schools just yet. And these are around the world. And mind you, some of them actually want to come to the film festival to see their films on
We
screen.
got these little 3D printed what are they called?
Awards?
The awards.
Awards.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Made by yours truly, Scott.
Shout out,
you,
Scott.
Shout out to Scott.
Yeah. But yeah, they're really. Oh man, I wish I brought them the box. I'm so sorry. The box of awards. They're actually in Sari's office, I think.
Yes,
I
they
wish I
are.
could have brought.
Why don't you
them.
run out and grab them?
Yeah, right now.
Nah, it's all the way over there. I'm gonna be sweating. But yeah, they're really cool. They're so we were gonna be handing out about 15 awards, but only 4 of them, the 4 major ones at least, Best Picture, Best Director, Best Performances, and Best Screenplay, I believe, are the ones that are gonna have the little statuette awards, and then the rest are gonna be like certificates that are gonna be what are they called? Oh, laminated.
Laminated,
There you
yeah.
go.
Nice. And what have been some challenges in like getting such a huge event organized?
Oh boy.
Support. Like we have to
Yeah.
support each other. Because at the end of the day, we were told this from the beginning, it has to be student-led, which means it has to be student-executed. So I'll admit this, I haven't done anything to help. They've been on top of this from the very beginning. They deserve a lot of credit for it. Me, I look at something and be like, no, I can't.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of
Yeah.
moving parts. There's catering to worry about. There's the venues. Since this is going to be a large space, we had originally thought that the amount of people that would be coming would be around like 150. It's going to be more than that. So then they have to take. So the people that handle this they're called OSLE, Office of Student Leadership Engagement. They want to know if anything could be of risk for a lot of the people coming. So if it goes past 150, it's a whole thing. They have to have meetings and this and the third. And when this happened last semester when we were starting to think about it, the person who handles catering for Yotie Eats, they were in transition of leaving and someone was coming in. So that delayed our film festival it was supposed to be held in December of last year. So that delayed it a lot. Then we had to, kind of reach out to different people for funding of it. That also delayed it. It's so many different things. I'm sure you can speak about it too because
my
you were in charge of a
God.
lot
Well, I
of
think
it.
with the delays, that's why we got so many more submissions
Yes.
too. Like
Yeah.
we weren't expecting that much.
The inbox for Yotie Film Club is so flooded with people asking questions and like submitting films. I'm like, oh my god. Like I had to
goodness.
tell a lot of people that we've moved so many different times.
Yeah, that was a disaster. But we up and it was getting catering, and then it was also, finding sponsors and campus partners who are willing to collaborate, and that alone, everything gets so lost in translation, and especially when you're a student organization, it's just like, students don't typically get things done anyway. Like, no, we're doing this, we're doing this, and we're asking for help, and we're gonna be, knocking at your door asking for help. But it was a lot of dividing and conquering. So we had a change of leadership, and we were just like, okay, this is the semester, we're doing the film festival, it's gonna be in May, we have time to organize all of this, and we did, and it was a lot of delegating, and it was persistence. And now it's here, and we're just so excited that we got to do something of this scale in our undergrad, because typically these are things that you don't really get to do unless you graduate and seek out that opportunity, especially in this type of industry. And we're really hoping, honestly, because of all the hard work that we've put into it, we're really hoping that this is going to be the event where people come and see, okay, the Inland Empire, it deserves to be seen. CSUSB and their students deserve to be seen. So it's just been a lot of work, and we're really anticipating that reaction from people when they get to see that we're just like a bunch of, humble students from California State University, San Bernardino, and that we're here, we want to be seen, and that we're ready to make a difference here.
Take that, Juilliard.
You had mentioned just briefly AI. Has that been how big of a problem has that been in film submissions?
It's a cancer.
It hasn't been.
Can I jump on this one?
Yeah, sure.
AI is going to it's just another atomic bomb in like the artistic world. I know back in the past, my brother, he's argued with me about this, like whatever, that people were saying the same thing about computers taking jobs. It's like, yeah, but like AI is designed to not have someone operate it. Yeah, you may have certain people managing it, but those people are being paid to manage it. The rest of us, we just have to sit back and just let it happen. No, film is an art form first, but these big execs, what they want to do is not have to pay someone to create a film for them, and that's detrimental. George Lucas said it himself first. Film is an art form first. So why can't we respect that? Because people are just concerned about money, and I know we need money to survive. That's the kibble. We're mice. We're in a maze. Whatever. But overall, though, there are certain things that just like maybe we can live without it. We've gone this long without AI. We don't need it. Yeah. But hey, money.
What's that quote? I want AI to do my dishes and laundry so I have time to make art, not the other
There
way
you
around.
go.
Exactly.
Like that you
Exactly.
said, because it's a thing where with film, and especially with our film festival, we have a lot of. I'm so excited about this too. A lot of the film submissions are animations, like hand drawn or like, and they're coming from like design schools, like the actual like places where they focus on design. So if you have people, and also stuff like claymation, and you know how hard claymation is. If you have someone submitting something like that, and then someone else comes in and says, "Oh, I only programmed this thing to be made with AI," you just kind of cheated. Like all these people that worked so hard, spending hours just to have a movement, hours just to have a lot of people like try to light something or try to film this. Oh, okay, let's do multiple takes. But then this AI thing comes in, and it's a whole I've seen a whole video. Someone submitted a whole video just made with AI, and I'm like, that's like that it's not fair. So that's one of the things.
It's not even that it's not fair. It's like it's inhumane. That's the problem. What's the point of being human anymore if they were just gonna have a machine create everything else?
I mean, we've all seen the Terminator, right?
Ex
AI.
Machina.
Right?
Ex
Machina. Yeah, it's a great movie.
Ready Player One?
Black Mirror. I mean,
Ready Player One.
1984. Fahrenheit 451.
iRobot.
iRobot. Yeah.
There's all these
iRobot.
things that
Oh
go
my goodness,
towards
yeah.
it, but we don't it's like we're not listening because the cats are in charge,
Yeah.
I mean, Jurassic Park, scientists were so worried
Right.
about if they could, they didn't stop to think that they should.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly.
God, Oppenheimer. We could get
Crazy.
There are so many films about this subject, right?
Films
I
made
mean,
by people, Mike.
films made by
Yeah.
people. Yeah.
Okay.
I have a question actually.
Yes.
For being for theater people, thespians, is AI a threat still to you guys in that way?
Well, theater is in person, and it's hard for an AI to kind of do that. I know that there was that one, actress, big old air quotes, called Tilly, where it's
yeah.
like she's trying to be I don't even want to call her she. It's not a girl. It's literally just a program. Not even. It's just AI generated images of a random woman. They just took some random stock image of a woman and they're like, "Hi, I'm Tilly. I'm an AI actress." And I
That's
guess
disgusting.
there's that, which is silly to me because it's can't the AI just invent people? Why do you need an AI actress? That seems silly. But I will say this: I've seen a problem with a lot of theaters, even professional theaters, using AI posters.
Yes.
I've seen that, especially community and professional theater, and it makes me not want to go see the show because I'm
Where's the integrity?
Yeah, I've even gone to see shows and then they hand me the pamphlet and it's an AI cover and I'm like, why? I already paid for the ticket, so I'm gonna watch it. But dang, it's just kind of souring my experience right now.
Yeah, that cuts right close to home for me is the graphic designer for the department, right? That I feel is a personal attack, right? And that's not cool.
I really love graphic design. It's not my focus as an artist, but I dabble in it, especially with my in theater. It's kind of the way in which my visual art practice and my theater practice overlap. I'm in charge of a lot of the graphic design for our shows. For OTP, I've done the poster and programmed the last 3 years. So it definitely, in a way, yes, it hurts, but it also kind of makes me think man, I'm better than y'all. Sometimes I'll look at my posters and I'm like, I could have made that better. I looked at Unraveling's poster and I'm like, that could have been a lot better. But then I go to a play and it has an AI pamphlet. I'm like,
I got this.
This was actually I actually did a really good job. And in a way, it's kind of just the way you look at it. Because yes, it could be very. These times are tough. It's hard to look and see what people are willing to do to make a quick buck and to make content on your feed. But then you see the amount of effort you put into things as an artist versus, and also other people, the people you work alongside and the effort they're willing to put into it. And you're like, we're going to be okay because if nothing else, even if the corporations are all hopping on it, at the very least, we still have our communities. I mean, we've kind of spent this whole podcast episode talking about how important it is to have that community. And the people in our web are always going to be human first and art first.
And I just want you to know that I still have my Unraveling a pamphlet. It's in my car, and I'm always just like, oh, this is so good because I took notes. I was like, reach out to PPG. But yeah.
Aww. Thank you. I was very proud of that one. And shout out Scott. He's he always coaches me through all the graphic design stuff because he's the GOAT when it comes to graphic design for sure. Yeah. Yes, I mean, look, he did that.
I did.
Logo
Yes.
right there.
So cute.
There's one more question I have to ask. This is our question we ask every guest at the end. Here's my question to you guys. Would you survive the zombie apocalypse?
Hell yeah.
Absolutely not.
You kidding me, man? Forget the guns. It's all about the swords.
Okay.
Oh my God, yes.
Yes? No?
No, I would
Johnny,
not.
what do you think?
I think I would for a couple of weeks.
Okay. All right, can
You ever see the
elaborate.
movie Zombieland?
Yeah.
No, I am not.
Yeah.
What's his? Not Tallahassee. Yeah, I'm Tallahassee, man. Oh my God, I go crazy.
Okay,
you
now I have
know?
to watch the movie and see Tallahassee and be like, okay, that's Marco.
The reason why I would survive a couple weeks is because I'd be following Marco. And
Yeah, there you
get
go,
lost.
buddy.
And then,
Stay with me.
I wouldn't. I'm too empathetic. Like, I have, like, let's say it happened right now. I have 4 dogs, and I'm just like, damn. Like, now we have to, I have to take care of the family and the 4 dogs. Just like, I can't. I'm not even gonna disclose what I would do. Like, it would just be over day 1. Like, I'm not doing that, bro. And then I don't know. I would just be too worried about my dog.
Aww.
Like, bro, I just can't imagine. It's just me and my family, and we each have a wiener dog and a pug, like, in our backpack.
Oh, they're
trying
not
to,
even like fighting dogs too.
They're not
You're
even
like,
fighting dogs. Bro. One of them is like, he got
They
hurt.
roll over on their belly
His
like, oh, you
ear
want
is
to pet
missing.
me?
Yeah.
Oh no, the poor thing.
Yeah.
You
It's
win, I
understandable.
swear.
So Marco and Matthew Poole would survive.
Yes, because Matthew did also say that Matthew is team he would survive. We've been keeping track. Our Professor Terry, he said no. He's like, no, I'll just drive out into the zombies right off the bat and get it up. Like kind of like Kim, honestly. And yeah, I think Kathy had said she was pretty confident too.
Kathy was confident as long as she could stay in this building.
Yeah,
okay.
we would ask the performing arts staff and faculty, like, if it happened, like, right here, like, if you were here.
Oh, right here?
If it was in your guys, like,
Ooh.
Actually,
if you were
never
on
mind.
campus,
I have-
survive.
if
I
you
know
were
this
on
place.
campus, would you?
Yeah, I
survive?
can survive on campus, but like
Okay.
in my community in Orange County, there's only like 2 entrances and there's a gated
Oh,
side.
no.
Like I've planned this out before.
Okay, he's prepped.
like block the, use some cars and everything, just like loot all the houses. Like I'm ready for it. Can we please let this happen?
Yeah, if it was here on this campus or around the surrounding areas, yeah, I'd be fine.
Walking
I'd be
Dead
fine.
though, like if it's Walking Dead, Last of Us, like oh my God.
Last of
No,
Us, I
you're
don't think
sure.
any of us are. I'm
No.
John.
Which zombies then are we deciding?
Oh,
Like,
I don't know. We have
The
never.
fast
I don't think
ones?
we've ever
Walk-
gotten that far.
No, I think the general bar is The Walking Dead.
I think that's
right?
what
Yeah.
most
It's
people
about the-
think.
But realistically, it like Last of Us makes so much sense with all like the cordyceps and all. Like we're screwed.
Oh yeah.
But if we're talking the classic Walking Dead, you
Yeah.
got a fighting.
I'd
y'all got
survive.
fighting chances.
yeah.
Kimberly
Big
is
time.
still team nah.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing it, bro. I feel like, you know what? My issue would also be the smell. Like, these
Oh.
are just rotting bodies.
You're
walking
not
around.
staying with the body.
I'm not staying with the bodies, but bro, what if like there's like a little mob and let's say they are slow, bro? Like I'm gonna be like, pee you, like take a shower.
And
Well,
what
I
does
will
the zombie
say-
apocalypse smell?
I will say it, like, legitimately, this is like a real problem, and like climate stuff is like too many corpses. It does actually like screw up the ozone and stuff and like our atmosphere. So like if the Earth was covered in like rotting corpses, honestly, the air quality might take us out first.
Yeah,
You might be fine for a while, and then you're just like, and then you're dead.
And like humans aren't really the dangerous part of the zombie apocalypse. It's the animals because they're already like physically superior to like us humans. Imagine having to fight a zombie tiger. Come on.
I mean, are we? I'm not gonna
Is
be
the
where the
infection-
tigers are, though.
Well, let's hope
Unless-
not.
Well, okay, I'm not planning on going there. anytime
Zombie
soon, for
cows.
sure.
There's a million of them here in California.
Are there zombie animals in
In Walking Dead, I'm not so sure.
No, not in
No.
The Walking Dead.
But like, if it, I mean, animals have always been lucky. No, they have not. I take that back. I'm a vegetarian. I take that back. They're not lucky.
Well, I really like that. I love those answers. I love that you guys all kind of immediately got that. You didn't have to sit
Yeah.
there and think. You're like, oh, yes, probably, hell no. I love that. So, with that,
Swords.
that brings our time together on this podcast episode to a close. Thank you all so much for being here. This was such a fruitful conversation. Don't forget, May 7th, Yotie Film Festival. It's going to be fantastic. 3 buckaroonies for CSUSB students, which is a steal. So don't miss it. Any final things you want to say? Just a little
My
quick.
favorite movie is Paul Newman's Cool Hand Luke.
Oh, yeah, favorite movies.
My favorite movie is The Wind Rises by Hayao Miyazaki.
Oh, nice.
My favorite movie is Sinners.
There you go.
Sinner.
Ashlyn, what's your favorite movie?
Oh, I like Into the Spider-Verse. And also Jojo Rabbit. Those are kind of like my 2 big ones.
Jacob,
Jojo
what's your
Rabbit
favorite movie?
is so sad.
Jojo Rabbit is, it made me bawl my eyes out.
Wait, Pirates of the Caribbean? Empire
Strikes Back.
My
for
favorite
Jacob.
movie is Empire Strikes Back. My favorite non-Star Wars movie is Sleepy Hollow.
Sleepy Hollow.
There you go.
Look at that. Now you.
What is the worst Star Wars movie?
The Rise of Skywalker.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
I thought so,
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there now we've all shared our favorite movies. Wonderful. Thank you all for being here so much. And that was the podcast of the Pear Garden. Thanks for watching. I don't remember how Julian signed
Wow, that
off.
was
That's how
intense.
I do it now.
That was intense.